Good morning, primary class. This is your Sunday lesson for our lesson week, Trouble in Jerusalem. Now, if you remember, Paul knew that there was going to be trouble in Jerusalem, so he was prepared. Well, when Paul and his friends finally arrived in Jerusalem, the Christians were glad to see them. It had been several years since they had seen Paul, and the next day Paul and his friends met with James and the other church leaders. Acts 21, verses 17 and 18 tell us, And when we were come to Jerusalem, the brethren gladly received us. And the day following, Paul went in with us unto James, and all the elders were present. This James was not the same James who was the brother of John. Those brothers were two of Jesus' 12 special disciples, and that James was one of the first followers of Jesus to die for him. The James in our story was one of the stepbrothers of Jesus. He had become a true follower of Jesus, and he was a very good leader. Paul gave the leaders the money the Gentiles had sent to help the poor. Also, Paul told the church leaders, how the Holy Spirit was blessing his work of teaching people about Jesus. And the leaders praised God for what he had done through Paul. Verse 19 and 20 say, And when he had saluted them, he declared particularly what things God had wrought among the Gentiles by his ministry. And when they heard it, they glorified the Lord, and said unto him, Thou seest, brother, how many thousands of Jews there are which believe, and they are zealous of the law. It wasn't easy for some Jewish Christians to believe that God loved the Gentiles as much as he loved the Jews. It seemed hard for them to truly love and accept the Gentile Christians as their brothers and sisters. They thought the wrong way about Gentiles for so long, it was very hard for them to change. Many of the Jewish Christians were still obeying some of the laws that ended when Jesus died for us, and some of them thought that the Gentile Christians should obey those laws too. Paul had taught the Gentiles to love Jesus and to obey the 10 Commandments, but he had not taught them to obey the laws that ended when Jesus died. In Colossians 2, verse 14, it says, In whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins. That means, whoops, that's not it. Sorry, that was the wrong one. Colossians 2, verse 14 says, blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us, which was contrary to us, and took it out of the way, nailing it to the cross. Now think, do many people today not want to change their wrong thinking? What are some things that many people think are right, but according to the Bible are wrong? Now, well, it's something to think about, isn't it?